Our U.S. system of elections is simple, fair, and equitable. It can also ensure the most desirable candidate is not elected. Now hold on, it's nobody's fault, at least not yet. Let me explain with the story of the 5 diners. There once were 5 diners who wanted to go out and eat together. They all preferred different foods. And if each person had scored each food choice from 0 to 100 and the scores for each choice were totaled, it would have looked like this. Pizza would have scored a whopping 495 points, almost a perfect score. When they did decide to go out and eat, what do you think they chose? If you guessed pizza, you'd be wrong. They chose steak. Why steak? Because they decided which food to choose by having everyone vote for their favorite, just like we vote for a president in the United States. And steak won 3-2. If choosing one of the least desired choices sounds odd, consider how each person would have rated their food choices. Alice and Billy's favorite is steak, and Chuck and Denisha's favorite is fish. But why did Ellen vote for steak, something she doesn't like at all? Ellen had a choice. Either she could have voted for her favorite, Mexican food, resulting in a coin toss between the other two, which basically meant she would be throwing away her vote, or as she hated steak a little less than fish, she could have chosen the lesser of two evils, steak. So she chose steak. The majority of people voted to go out and eat steak, and the majority of people were angry that they were going out to eat steak. It ended up being such an unpleasant meal for everyone that they decided that next time they would use a more enlightened system to decide what to eat. So the next time, what do you think they decided to go out and eat? They chose steak. Again. The more enlightened voting system they used is called ranked choice voting, also known as iterative runoff voting or IRV. In ranked choice voting, each person ranks all of their options. If a choice has been ranked number 1 by more than half of the voters, it wins. If there is no winner, the choice with the least number 1 rankings is dropped, and anyone who had ranked the dropped choice as their number 1 now has their second ranked choice become their new number 1. If there's still no winner, the process repeats until you get steak. Finally, the 5 diners, tired of everyone being mad at the meal, decided to talk to each other about how they each felt or would score each of the food choices in relation to the others. Once they did this, it became obvious which choice was most desired by the group. And that's how they choose where to dine from then on. That's what score voting, also called range or rate voting, does. Everyone tells everyone else how they feel about all the choices by scoring them, and the high score wins. Most of our U.S. voting systems utilize plurality voting, which is what the 5 diners tried first. And some people have recommended using ranked choice voting, which is what the 5 diners tried second. But it wasn't until the 5 diners used score voting that they were able to get to their group's most desired choice, pizza. And we won't be able to elect our most desired candidate until we switch to score voting. Until then, we'll continue to be forced to throw away our vote and choose the lesser of two evils. And you can help us make that change today by spreading this message to friends and family. And then come out to scorevoting.swarmage.net and show your support. At scorevoting.swarmage.net, we endorse all forms of score voting, including star voting and approval voting. It's free to join, fun to use, and will change the world.